All right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. Before we start the show, I would like to thank everybody for being here, but I would like to say a rest in peace to our good friend, Ed Havoc Toscano. Thank you for everything, and until we hit the ropes again, brother.
Rest in peace, man.
Now, that being said, all hail the Knights of the Gimmick Table, where we spit the truth at the infamous round table and your feelings get left at the door. I am Boogaloo, and this is LowRyda from the Dead Presidents. Take it away, LowRyda.
First off, guys, we're gonna start the show by thanking our awesome music done by the Cicadas band. They do an awesome job on music for all of our shows on the MWA network. Also, shout out to Piers Austin, who he's got a show Shooting the Shit on the NWA network.
Thank you to Angel Medina, the Kingpin, on his show Killing the Business, featuring his co-host Eddie Guabo.
And thank you to Alan Funk, Get Funked. If y'all haven't checked out any of these shows, make sure y'all go out and check them out. They're all great shows. Everybody's awesome. And maybe we can bring in our guests now, all right?
Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen,
the Greek God.
What up,
brother?
What's up? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing? You two handsome sons of bitches. Look at you guys.
I don't know, bro.
We're trying, brother.
I need the dress for men, but we're getting there.
I don't know. Jimmy looks younger than when we first met him.
I know.
We're getting older. Jimmy might be a vampire.
It's the olive oil and the Windex.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I still pee on my hands to make them tough.
I miss you, man. I miss both of you.
All right.
All right. Let's rock.
Tell me what's new. What's new with you? What you got going on lately?
Let's see. Unfortunately, like you said in the beginning of the podcast, my former tag team partner. What's up, Bice? My former tag team partner, Ed Toscano, aka Havoc from The Solution, passed away this week. Yeah. My condolences to him and his family. That's an unfortunate situation that's really hindered me this week. But aside from that, let's see. I have the New Force Order podcast, which is my Star Wars podcast that I do every week with my buddy.
I got to get on that show with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. I'll bring you on, no doubt.
All right, man.
It's with myself, Dr. Alex Arroyo, who's usually a wrestling doctor at the New York shows and Jersey and Pennsylvania shows. And then and Spiro Antonopoulos, who's a friend of mine, who's a director, photographer, and a huge Star Wars and wrestling fan. So the three of us talk shop about Star Wars every week. It's called New Force Order, a Star Wars podcast. And then I'm on the Conspiracy Horseman podcast, but that's been how can I put it? Non-existent shadow banned right now. We are going through some legal ramifications to try to bring the podcast back, but I really can't talk about it.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. Maybe we talk about it off the
Bro, I was wondering what was going on with that,
crazy.
man. Because I was all in on it, man. I was listening to that. I was driving back from visiting my pops up in New York, and I was on my way back, and I threw on like 3 or 4 episodes and shit. Great show, bro. I was loving it.
It might have been maybe 2 people got too many, a little too honest with some people, maybe.
Memories of infamous Papadon matches. I'll put it this way. I don't know who's Eric Adams. Is he a worker or is he a...
he's from Gleason's. From Gleason's. I didn't know he knew about it, but okay.
Well, whatever. We had a bad match one night. It happens. But, you're listening to me on the podcast now, Eric. So if you're trying to be a smart ass, go fuck yourself. How about that?
Hey, was that the night you wore the Hacksaw Jim Duggan trunks?
Oh yeah, my blue trunks. Yeah, I was trying something new, bro.
He did rock those Hacksaw trunks.
I tried something new. Look, you guys know as much as I do in the wrestling business or anything in life. If you don't try, you'll never know. So I tried.
Yeah.
Was I physically fit at the time, ready to wear trunks? No. You know what? A lot worse fucking shaped guys in the past and now today are wearing trunks and shouldn't be wearing trunks.
Yeah,
so whatever. You live and you learn. It's just more
Yeah.
motivation for me to do better. So that's exactly what's happened.
And that's why you look like an action figure now, right?
Yeah, man. At least I'm trying to. I'm trying to get my abs back. I mean, I got a firm, flat stomach, but I got no definition in my abs anymore.
So,
Thanks
COVID.
Thanks to COVID and 37 kids, you know?
Yeah, I know, man. You pumping them out like you Puerto Rican over there.
And not anymore. Not anymore, man.
Oh man.
Hey, just one thing real quick, guys. Pops, happy birthday.
Oh yeah.
And
It's my
Johnny
birthday
Raj, happy birthday.
today. The unpredictable one, yes.
Happy birthday to both. Johnny Rod showing me the first blade. He took me in his office. Hey, let me show you something. This is the first switchblade. And he took out his knife and showed me the first switchblade.
Let me ask you a question. So how'd you wind up in Johnny's office? I've never heard this story before.
Oh man. D at the time was doing the LAX gimmick with feuding with the Dudleys.
Okay.
So they did a vignette at TNA, and he told me to come down. So I came down, and they did their little deal. I wasn't using the vignette. There was a bunch of people there. So a lot of us weren't used, whatever. So after it was done, Johnny was talking to me. So I think Poom Poom's introduced me to him, or somebody from the fucking from the school introduced me to him. And we sat down, we started talking, and then he told me the story about the first knife. So now it's
the blade that killed Kane.
So it's funny because now I meet anyone from Johnny's like Sal, Big Sal. I ask him about the story, and he popped. He's like, "You know about that story?" I was like, "Yeah, man. Johnny told me."
Cheers, what's up, brother?
What's up, Pierce?
What up? Thank you. Appreciate it having me, man.
Yeah, I think he wants to get you on his show also.
Cool, man. Just let me know. We'll rock and roll.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So let's talk now. Tell me about how you got into wrestling. What was like your first?
I lost a bet. That's how I got into wrestling.
Because you always been an athlete. You and your brothers. I know you and your brothers good athletes.
Oh, thank you. Let's see. Growing up, I wanted to draw for Marvel or DC Comics, right? Because I draw comic books. And my father, God rest his soul, being the strict Greek right off the boat straight from Greece, was in the mindset that, hey, I came over from my country to get a better life for my family. They're going to do whatever I tell them because I'm the booker. So he was like, you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. You're not going to go into school for art or else I'm going to throw your ass out on the street.
Oh, shit.
So I didn't call him on his bluff. I went to school, got my degree. I never became a doctor or a lawyer because I hate science.
Yeah.
I got my degree in accounting. So I'm in finance and accounting now. But then when I graduated college, I said to myself, I also always wanted to be a pro wrestler. And I said, you know what? I fucked up the Marvel DC thing. Let's not be 70 years old and say shoulda, coulda, woulda. So I was looking for the school in Boston, the
Kowalski
School. But in the 90s, as you know, the internet's not the same way it is now.
Right.
So I couldn't find an address. So what happened was I was in a Penn Station in a magazine store, and I found the PWI issue. And it said, The Guide to the Independents. What the fuck are the independents? All I know is AWA, NWA, WWF, ECW. So I looked through the book, and I see all these little companies throughout the country. I was like, holy shit. And lo and behold, boom, I find the LIWF. And it's in Queens, New York at the time, right? Border of Brooklyn, Queens. So I said, shit, that's a lot closer than Boston. Let me go check it out. So I went down to the school. I met Lathon, Tower Torture. He told me to come back at night. And then that night, he's like, come back. You get to be Bobby Lombardi. So I walked in that night. I met Bobby. He's like, hey, kid, why do you want to be a wrestler? And I was like, Bobby Lombardi, rest in peace. And you're laughing because you know that's how he talks.
Yeah, that sounds just like him.
I was like, listen, Bobby, I want to be a wrestler because I've been a fan all my entire life. And
he's like a cartoon character to me.
Oh, big time, man. God bless him. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
So he's like, you see this guy over here, King Kong Bundy? he screwed me for $400. You see this guy over here? He's a piece of shit. This guy over here, he owes me money. Fuck this guy. Fuck that guy. Wrestlers suck. You still want to be a wrestler? Yeah, Bobby, I still want to give it a try. He's like, all right, here's the deal. You pay X amount a month, I think whatever it was. But you gotta sign something. I was like, what do I gotta sign? You gotta sign an oath that you'll never break kayfabe. And I signed an oath that I'll never break kayfabe. Obviously, that doesn't come into play, but so he brings me out. He goes, see that guy over there? And it was D sitting in the chair. He goes, that's Homicide. He's gonna be your trainer. Okay. I'm saying to myself, who the fuck is Homicide? And lo and behold, years later, he's a fucking fixture in the industry. And he took me under his wing and trained me. And then 1 month after training, I had my first match. So
did you work in your first match? You remember?
Yeah, of course. It was a shit show. I'll tell you why in a second. It's hilarious. Simply the best, Andrew Edwards. And we were supposed to go out and do a draw. And we did a draw. But the reason why it was a shit show is because I forgot everything. And the first 3 seconds, I went to my go-to, which is Stinger Splash in the corner, Scorpion Deathlock, like at 30 seconds in the match.
Wow. You went right to the finish?
No, because we kept going. He got to the ropes.
Yeah.
But I was a sting mark. So that's the first thing that popped into my head because I forgot everything.
I never knew you were a sting mark.
Oh, huge. That's the reason I became a wrestler, dude, because I loved wrestling, right? But I was an NWA guy. TBS, 605, Superstation, even though we lived in New York, right? And when I watched Sting versus Flair, and not the Clash of the Champions, not Starrcade or anything like that, or Bash of the Beach. It was a typical TV match on Power Pro, which was on WPIX on Channel 11 here in New York back in the day. Okay. I saw them. I said, that's it. This is what I want to do. I want to be a fucking wrestler. So I remember going up to my mom. She was washing the dishes. Hey, Ma, I know I want to be when I grow up. And she's like, what? Figuring I say doctor, lawyer, porn star, anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be a pro wrestler. She looked at me and goes, go play with your toys, kid. I felt like the guy from like Christmas Story. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. You know?
Eye out, kid.
So that was that. That's why I became a wrestler, because Sting and Ric Flair, man. That match made me want to be a wrestler. That and watching Sting beat Mike Rotunda for the TV title in under 10 minutes and winning a bag of $15,000.
Oh, yes.
Just doubled it down. So I was like, that's it. I'm in.
You know who my guy was in NWA?
Who?
Hands of Stone, Rugged Ronnie Garvin. I love that dude. I used to believe his hands were like stone. Bam. But he used to lay into them boys. He used to kill them jobbers, bro. I felt so bad for the enhancement talent.
Yeah, man. Back in the day,
not looking at it, I feel bad for the enhancement talent because they got abused.
Oh, fuck yeah. Big time. Yeah. I'm a big mark for Bobby Eaton too. Bobby Eaton, Arn Anderson,
phenomenal. Yeah, Arn Anderson, one of my favorite too.
Mine too.
Yep. So go ahead, keep going. So D started training you.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I checked it. Yeah, D started training me, and then it's old school training, not stuff that you see.
You was the original Doghouse. That was that little ass place, or not the one that we ended in.
No. Not 920 Jamaica. The one that was in more like
Lefferts, right? Wasn't it like Lefferts?
Yeah, but underneath the train station, I think it was like 101st Avenue, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Something like that. Had 2 rings and that was it.
Yeah, the little tiny one and then the big one.
The Japanese one, that 14 by 14 Japanese
that
ring.
little tiny one that became our infamous shoot fight ring.
Yes. And I remember one time Bobby bringing some collegiate wrestlers showed up at the Doghouse. Like this guy was like an Olympic wrestler, and I didn't know. He's like, Papadon, go in there, roll around with them in the small ring. This guy's tying me into a pretzel left and right. Like, Bobby, who is this guy? Oh, he's an Olympic wrestler. I think he's even. Yeah, right. And I'm, but this guy was like from Europe or something. So I'm fuck, you put me in the ring with them. He goes, I thought you were a wrestler. I'm like,
was a big dude?
No, like a skinny guy, maybe like 6'1", Yeah. But nah. I was like, I never wrestled a day in my life. I've always wanted to do Greco-Roman, just never got into it.
It's because you had the shooter shoes. That's why.
Yeah, the shooter shoes, those lime green shooter shoes.
Yeah. That's what they all told me. Like, yeah, he got shooter shoes. I was like, oh, he does.
So the one thing I can say about the Doghouse is this: it was old school training, which they beat the shit out of you to see if you were tough enough to be there. And you know what? even though in the day we live now, it's all snowflake and safe spaces and fucking SJW nonsense. Fuck yeah, it's ridiculous. I think that mentality was great, but it's also a hindrance because it kills your business. You lose income, you lose revenue because people don't come back, they don't pay you. But at the same time, you weed out the weak, and that's exactly what happened. You know, they beat the shit out of me, but I gave it back to them, and I kept coming back to the point where I would show up at training because I was working on Wall Street at the time, and I show up at training 10, 11 o'clock, and I'm in the ring till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and people are getting pissed. They're like, dude, we want to fucking smoke weed and play wrestling video games. What are you doing? Come on, get out of the ring. Fine. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, dude, of course. The Japanese import
Japanese
game.
Japan. Yeah. And then they're all smoking and stuff.
N64.
Yeah, bro, I miss that shit. So yeah, man. So it was tough training to say, not to reiterate on it, but it was tough. And anyone who's looking to get in pro wrestling, it's funny because nowadays you see the fucking people that look like drop pies and fucking fat pieces of shit trying to get into wrestling, think they can do it because they know it's entertainment, it's sports entertainment. But you know what, dude? Being an athlete all my life, I played baseball. Never really played football because the high school I went to didn't have a football team. Yeah. But it is the hardest thing to do because there's no safety net, there's no padding. You know what I'm saying? And we do it all the time like idiots. And now looking back, I was talking to John Shane. I'm looking back. Someone sent me a clip. I think it was Derek Gordon from Cyberspace. He sent me a clip, and I looked at a match between Havoc and I when we were in Cyberspace Tag Champs versus this jobber team called the Killer Steves. Good kids.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Which one of them was John Shane's cousins from upstate. So that's how they got the spot, right?
I never knew that. Yeah.
So we killed them, and we hit the problem solver at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at myself and going, what the fuck was I thinking every match to go to the top rope and do a fucking blockbuster? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nowadays you tell me, hey, kid, go up top and do a blockbuster.
I'll be honest with you. You guys never botched that move, ever. I don't think I ever seen you guys botch that move.
Not the second time, no. Inside joke.
Yeah. I sandbagged you. Not the second time. I got you back, though.
No, you did. But that finisher was great, too. I love that finisher you guys used to hit.
Oh, yeah, we still do.
Well, I don't know. There's no shows here in New York, bro. I've wrestled 3 times in the last 12 months.
No, we've been shut down since COVID started. We won the belts and been shut down. So, I mean, we're having a successful title run, right?
Oh, me, I'm right
Jimmy
there
got
with
like 8 belts, right?
I got 3 championships and I haven't defended, sitting right by my bed in a box.
You're champion down in Ronin too, right?
Yeah, I'm the Ronin heavyweight champion. I'm the Immortal Championship Wrestling heavyweight champion, and I'm the Alpha champion. Who's fed?
Rockstar?
No, it's not Rockshot's fed. Oh, no caskets made out of cardboard in that one.
Okay,
that's
that was the voice, bro. That was the voice.
Oh, the voice.
The voice.
And then I'm the Alpha Championship Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. So
there you go, bro. All right. And so let me get this straight. So I met you at the Doghouse, and I remember meeting your wife there when she was very pregnant with your first child. And
I got a funny story for that, but keep going.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No. Finish your story now.
I remember meeting you there, and then we were. I right off the bat, I hit it off with you and Ed. You guys were great, but at the time they didn't have you guys teaming there because they were trying to give Ed a singles run at the LIWF shows. Remember the Doghouse shows? They were trying to give him a little singles push with it, where they had that Triple Crown Championship, and I think it was with him, J Train, and somebody else, and Wrecker. It was like the 3 of them going at it for that belt. But
it's funny because Ed won the belt, right? Ed won the belt. And then D was going to Japan for that tour for Big Japan. Yeah. And he goes to Ed looks at D and goes, D, when you leave, I'm gonna lose the belt. And then D's like, no, you're not, dude. He goes, you'll be champion for a while. He goes, watch, you'll be flying over out of JFK, and I'll be taking the pin 1, 2, 3 because Lathan's gonna want to get the belt back. No. What happened? D goes to Japan, Ed drops the straps.
Damn.
We had the running joke. Remember this? Remember Remember the cemetery across the street?
Yeah, Franklin K. Lane.
Yeah, right. We'd be like, two corpse versus the solution. Corpse over because you have to do the job every week to everybody, and it was a running joke, but it doesn't matter,
Hey,
man.
Tizzle, man.
Oh, Tizzle, what up, kid?
Yeah, I gotta get him on here too one day.
He's the man, dude. I love him.
Tizzle. That's the best dude.
Yeah, definitely. I don't remember the solution though. Definitely.
So go ahead. You were talking about the cemetery?
Yeah, the running joke was because we kept getting jobbed out, right? So we're like Lathan doing the whole shit. We doing the book, but doing the rundown of the matches. Ed and Jimmy solution versus two corpses across the street. Corpses over. And Ed and I used to joke about that.
Oh yeah.
So here's the deal. The story I wanted to tell you about my wife when she was very pregnant with my first child. My first child was late 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks late, right? I remember because the day before she was born, my wife came to the doghouse.
She sat on the couch.
Right? Number one, D yelled at the baby in the belly to get out. What are you doing? And then it was Havoc and I versus you and D.
Yeah.
And we had our match.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember this vividly. I don't remember much. Like my brain is like a 77 Buick. It needs time to get warmed up before we can go. But I remember this because you bit me in the nose.
Yeah, I bit you in the nose.
You had me in the ropes and you bit down on my nose. And for some reason, I don't know what dirty pussy you ate that night. I broke out with like pimples on my nose the next day.
I had the empanadas from down the block.
Whatever. But I'm taking a picture because my baby was born the next day. Right, my wife went in late. We had the baby, and I take the picture with her, and I got the pimples on my nose where you bit me, and I'm like, "That's the story. I'll never forget it." And the other time we worked, you guys was in WXW, and you guys were supposed to go over, and you couldn't make the next show, and they put us over on you, and you quit your promo, and you're all serious, and you're like, "Solution. The only reason you're going over is because we're not going to be here next time." Cut. And just dying in the background laughing.
Yeah. Oh, hey, funny thing. Okay, this is I know you remember this story, and Chung remembers this story. I actually told the story to my son because he asked like funny stuff that we did. Remember when I guess you guys were wrestling the Puerto Rican Havoc and somebody else at WXW, and like some like video crew came from Holland.
Oh,
and so they came from Holland, and they're videotaping you guys in the locker room going over your match. And then like you would bend down, you were writing something bent over, and they were like filming in on your back, right? But they're recording, and the guy had the boom mic. The guy's holding the boom mic like this, and the mic, and I'm standing across from you guys, so the camera's on me. And I had my legs wide open. Like I'm sitting there with my legs wide open, and I pull my balls out, right? I pull my balls out, and I just sat there like this. I was like, "Fuck it." I said, "They're gonna go. They're breaking, they're in our locker room recording."
Our kayfabe, bro.
I said, well, my balls are going to Holland. That's it. I just sat there. I sat there, and I sat there for like the whole time. And the guy's holding the boom mic, and he's like this. And he's like this, and then he looks over, and he looks at me, and then he looks down, and then he looks up at me. He's like,
"What the fuck is that?"
He goes like this, and bro, I just thought. I was like, man, don't come in my locker room with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
God. That's tremendous.
We had some good times there. Good times.
Oh, we had great times, dude. Hopping in the van with Emil and Tobin and all of us together going and Wapo, having a good time. Yep. Except that one time when I wrestled CJ O'Doyle and he gave me a black eye from a monkey flip.
What the fuck?
he jumped
that was when he was wearing the mask then, right?
He jumped on me to give me a monkey flip.
What
and when he jumped up,
the prophet?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it was. He hit me with his knee as he came up for the monkey flip right in my eye. Bang! Had a freaking shiner like this. I was so pissed. Anyway. Yeah, definitely a lot of stories, bro. A lot of stories.
Yes, a lot of things went down in that church van. A lot of prank calls were made in that church.
Silly shit, man. We did so much silly shit in that van, bro. Good fucking times. Can't complain, man.
listen, we can't really talk about it now because we don't want to incriminate ourselves. But guarantee if that stuff get out today in this day and age we live in, we'd all be crucified.
Man, I like
some of the
my
shit
brother.
that was said.
Hey, so you know, like we used to come back, like we all used to meet at like my house or something,
Yep.
and then get dropped in the van from there. But we used to stop off like right behind. We used to pull off at Linden Place and pull in behind the Pathmark, and all like the crackheads and hookers were there, and we used to like roll down the window and yell at them like, "Ah, you!" And they used to get mad
away
like,
from the car, you crackhead.
Yeah, just yell at them. So this is one day, right? This one day we're coming back, right? I don't want to name the guy because I don't want to. He's pretty known. So we took 2 cars this one day, and we're coming back, and we're driving, and I'm showing them this stuff. I'm like, hey man, you know what you should do? I said you should probably moon them. He's like, for real? I go, yeah man, go ahead and moon them. And this is when I had the Blazer. So you guys are in the front car, and I'm behind you guys, and he gets up, he pulls down his pants.
Put the name out there. Fuck it. Do it.
He pulls down his pants and he sticks the moon out there, right? And as he did it, I beeped and I stopped the car. I put the car in park and I held him by his shoulders down, and the hooker comes up and she's like, "You mother flower!" And she's just like she's punching his ass like it's a punching bag, and she just hitting him with blows, and he's screaming. He's like, "Take off! Hurry up, man! Take off!" And I'm like, "Hold on, man, we got this." And I put it in drive, and he was so pissed, man. I don't think he talked to me for a while.
Yo.
Oh, that's awesome, bro. Oh, the crazy stories. I was telling him, who did I tell the story with Ed? Coming home from office one night, we were dead tired, dude. And I was driving, Ed was sitting shoddy, and he fell asleep. And I passed out driving. But I have that
guapo.
I have this uncanny fucking ability that when I fall asleep at the wheel, I take my foot off the gas and I automatically put it on the brake. So I swear to God, it's like muscle memory, whatever you want to call it. We come to a dead stop, middle of 80, middle lane. Ed thinks I just dropped him off in front of his house in Long Beach. He wakes up because the car stopped. He goes, "All right, man, I'll talk to you tomorrow." He opens up the door, takes one step out. Car zooming by. "You dumb motherfucker, wake up!" And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man. What happened? And then here's the kicker: as we're driving, like a couple of minutes up the road, I feel like a dog with my head down because I feel stupid. He's still cursing. He's all pissed off. I almost died. I almost got hit by a car. I looked at him and I looked at him like this and went, "You fell asleep first. You stupid motherfucker. You're driving, blah, blah, blah." Oh man, good times.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't think I've ever rode in the car with Ed. I've rode in the car with you and a Tizzle and all kind, but I never got in the car with Ed.
Oh, it's fun, dude. It's fun times. One time, we were on the Belt Parkway going towards Brooklyn. Some dick in a Mercedes comes up next to us, tries to get in, and Ed wouldn't let him in because there wasn't enough room. So he got mad, gave Ed the finger. And when he gave Ed the finger, we looked at him and got, with a mean look. He didn't realize the guy stopped in front of him, and he ended up rear-ending the guy. Boom. And then me and Ed went, like in Simpsons, ha! We kept driving. Oh, man, it was hilarious.
Oh, man.
Yeah, crazy times, man. Crazy times.
Yeah.
Feels like a lifetime ago, though, man.
No, yeah, definitely
does, man. I enjoyed working with Ed, man. And you,
I enjoyed working with you guys, of course.
We had some good matches too, man.
In cyberspace, we had some good matches.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make everybody laugh.
Yeah.
Fucking Ed popped me, remember? He's like, Peter
kicked him in the leg. He dropped. He kicked him in the leg. He dropped on the floor. Like,
oh man, bro.
But I would try to get him when you guys were making your entrance to the ring. I'd be like, "Come on, fat boy! Come on, fat boy!" He would look at me. He goes, "You're fat too."
What about the Boogie Nights routine? Did you? Yo, Boogie Nights! Shout out to them, dude.
That was the fucking
GWB. Yeah,
that was
all the traffic
right
to the
there,
GWB.
bro.
Yep. Yeah, it was.
Dude, I swear to God, the Boogie Nights they're awesome, dude. I love them both. Drake and Tobin. Loved working with them in the Elks when we wrestled them and they came out dressed up as Cobra Kai.
Yes,
and
I remember that shit.
They started that movement.
Oh yeah, big time.
Cobra Kai movement.
and in the last spot, I was like, "Yo, dude, why don't you guys do like a double crane kick on us?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they got such a big fucking pop, dude. It was a great night.
Mm-hmm.
Great night, great times, man.
Yeah, them guys are great.
I wish, honestly, boys, I wish that time from 01 to 06 when we were all doing our thing and having fun and having great times on the road and matches, at different companies, that ECW and WCW was still around. Because I think if it was, a lot of us would have got picked up, and I think a lot of us would have made a lot of money.
I believe you 100%.
It's a shame that, especially at that time, tag team wrestling wasn't being utilized in the Fed, and now known as the E, whatever. But, it's just like wrong place, wrong time. I was telling that to Shane the other night, because John Shane, shout out to him. John Shane is, my opinion, him and Rob Dimension.
Oh yeah, Rob Dimension was good. He was my manager at WXW, but he managed me and Havoc at Carino's PWF, and we did a show at a roller rink place one time, and the finish was he was going to give us a roller skate to hit one of the guys with to win the match. So when we go up to him, yo man, give me the gimmick. What gimmick? The roller skate. Oh, I thought you had it. No man, you're the manager. I thought you had. He had to run back and get it. I don't know, bro. He thought we put it underneath the ring or something. So anyway, fun times, but. We had a good time with him, and those two guys definitely needed, especially John Shane and Rob Dimension, and add Nana to that list because Prince Nana, fucking, those are the top 3 fucking managers. The Ivy League, exactly, with the sweaters. I talked to him today, Nana.
Yeah, is he okay?
Yeah, he's doing good. Yeah, he's doing good. I talked to him in Mega.
I heard his recent song. What was it, a crooked melody or whatever he calls himself?
Yeah. I gave it a listen a couple days ago. I was like, damn man, I wouldn't have thought that was Nana.
Yeah, right. It was good. It was very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man.
If you would have told the chick in the song, "You fat pig," then we knew it was Nana.
Yeah.
Is this your friend?
You think you can get chilly with this shit?
Oh God, man! Time flies, boys. Time flies.
For me, man, my favorite manager that we had, I'd probably say would be Crusher, man. I had such a fucking great time working with Crusher.
I love Crusher too.
With that dude too, man. Fuck, we've been losing too many. Yeah, way too many, brother.
The Crusher passing and Ed's passing hit me the hardest, man. Both of them. Because they came out of nowhere, literally. Yeah. So it sucks. And then I was talking to D the other day, and he's like, dude, we used to hear about the older generation, meaning the generation before us, passing away. Now it's our turn on the fucking pass away pool, and it's like, fuck, he's right. So it sucks, but
yeah.
My Nana at the Elks Lodge show in 03 with Michael Jackson impersonated in the crowd.
I remember Michael Jackson.
You remember the Michael Jackson dude in the crowd?
Yeah, dude.
I remember Bobby G was in the crowd, right? He's sitting there, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? He goes, nothing. He goes, can you get this fucking asshole away from me? I go, who? He goes, Michael Jackson over here. I'm like, oh, he's there. He goes, and then Michael Jackson goes, hey. And I'm like, oh.
Oh shit, bro.
Yo, do you know what the lady told Michael Jackson at the beach?
No.
Excuse me, can you get out of my son?
Oh shit.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, I heard a good one the other day. You're gonna pop. You're gonna pop for this one. Why did the sperm cross the road?
Why?
Because I put on the wrong sock that day.
Oh Lord.
Oh, who needed a bath more, Frankie Stars or onions? Wow.
They're both pretty ripe, man.
Yeah, I would say onions.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that kid, man? He just disappeared.
I don't know. Something happened with his family. He went away for a little bit. Then I saw him at one of the Extreme Rising shows. Remember, you were there. And then he was in the back. It was one of the Philly shows.
I don't fucking remember that.
He was doing what now?
It was at a Philly show or something. He was there in the back. And then I don't know. Never saw him again. He's a
How
Kaiser
the fuck
Soze.
did he get? How the fuck did he get in the back at Extreme Rising?
I have no idea.
Who the fuck did that?
Well, he was probably in Raven's flock with Triple H and
Triple H. Shout out to Triple H. I love that
and
guy.
Rockshaw.
Triple H and Rockshaw.
And the Musketeer.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
Shit.
guys. Yeah, man, definitely. Extreme Rising was fun times until they fucked it up.
Yeah, a lot of stuff gets messed up, man. You know, you get the wrong people in there, and then you get those workers that are like, oh no, man, I need this, and then the promoter's giving it to them because they're fucking mark, and then the company goes under.
Well, that's the problem now with the business, in my opinion. The majority of the promoters and the majority of the boys in the ring are the marks.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fans are the ones who are controlling everything, because you have all these quote-unquote wrestlers who I call citizens of Leg Slap City.
Yeah.
They all work for a pop. Instead of working to get their match over, get their opponent over, and in turn doing so, getting themselves over, they rather work for an ovation. They think that a special move is going to get a chant, or a special move, or no selling a strike, but selling a chop, which makes no goddamn sense, is going to get over because they hear a fucking ooh, or an ah, or this is awesome chant. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, the fans' attention span is so limited that after they've seen the same fucking move 3, 4, 5, 10 times and it got watered down, now the move isn't over anymore, and the person doing the move was never over, so that person is not over. They didn't get their opponent over, so he's not over, and they didn't get the storyline over because they were too worried about getting their shit in so they can get that chant. That it's just a big clustermuck. It's like a Goodman show.
Yeah, everybody and their mother does a super kick. Everybody and their mother does the DDT. These are finishers.
For a minute, the Death Valley Driver was like every fucking match somebody was doing a Death Valley Driver.
Dude, to me a DDT is a finish, or it's a good false finish. You know what I'm saying? But here's another thing. I like every day I throw up these things on social media. I don't know if you guys are aware.
Yeah, I'll be seeing this shit.
All right, and the reason why I'm tired of seeing all these fucking knuckleheads on TV who, number one, don't look like fucking wrestlers. They look like little boys just slapping their thighs and doing flips and no selling everything. It's everything. It's first of all, you're wearing knee pads or shin guards, right? You're wearing kick pads or knee pads. So if you hit someone with a kick wearing a pad, either on your knee, shouldn't make a sound. So why are you slapping your leg? Where's the logic in that? You know? So who would win it? Oh shit. Rockshaw versus Red Young.
Red Young.
So I do these. I don't call them PSAs. I call them what is it called? WSA, Wrestling Saving Announcements. So every day I'll drop some knowledge and leave the tagline: GGP is the Alpha and Omega of pro wrestling. And the reason I'm throwing it out there, with the hopes that someone actually reads this and some kind of light bulb goes off and says, "Oh yeah, you know what? This fucking guy is right." Because a lot of these guys on TV, man, come on. And that's the killer. The fact that I'm not there making money on TV. But I don't know why. Never figured out why. But
didn't they say you were too old?
No. That was before they hired everyone and their mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it sucks because I had William Regal go to bat for me. You know, which was an honor for me because he's one of my idols.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So at the time, unfortunately. But look, at my age, I'm not scared to say it. I'm 43 years old. I've been wrestling for 21 years. At my age, I outshine the fucking 20-year-olds. They getting blown up. I'm running circles around them. The only time I ever get blown up is when I play with my two sons for 5 minutes. Then I'm huffing and puffing. Yeah. Other than that, you put me in that ring, I'm a fucking maching, man. I fucking take them all out.
Yeah.
Fat Jack style.
How does it feel being the only Greek American that didn't go to school in the story in New York?
It feels great. I grew up in Queens, but not Astoria, Queens. I grew up in Rosedale, Queens.
Question: so you did win the Super 8? Weren't you the only Super 8 guy to have the championship and win it at the same time?
Correct. I won it in 2012.
And this was when Kettner was still running it, right?
No, it was the second year after, or first year after he left. No, second year after he left.
Right.
So I won it in 2012, made it to the finals in 2013, had to do the job to Damian Dragon,
Oh, that's
Put him
cool. That was a
over.
good match. That was a good
On his retirement tour. That's
That's his
cool, man.
retirement, right? But I guarantee
hell
that was a
no.
good match. It wasn't a good match?
I love Damien to death. For some reason, he said he was hurt. The match could have been so much better. And I don't put it on him, but what bothers me is this: the whole purpose of the Super 8 is to elevate yourself.
Yeah.
You don't win it just to win it and then retire, because what's the point? You know what I mean? So the opportunity was there for me to win it 2 years in a row and be the first one to ever do back to back. Who knows? Maybe it would have done wonders for my career. Maybe it wouldn't have done anything. But I don't live in the past.
It wasn't your decision.
It wasn't my decision. Because if it was my decision, I would have put myself over big time. Fuck that. You know? But I didn't mind doing the job for Damien, because Damien's a good dude. And I know him how long?
That's it.
And he deserves it. I'm not going to lie. He deserves it.
He ate a lot of shit, man.
Well, you know what? He did eat a lot of shit, but a lot of shit, kind of,
he did bring.
He brought it on himself.
Most of it to himself.
But he's very talented, and he was never utilized to the fullest capabilities. And now I'm just glad he found himself doing his martial arts stuff, because
it's awesome. Yeah.
The only thing about Damien Dragons I don't like, the only thing about him, he never fucking buys back a fucking round of drinks. That prick. Becky knows what I'm talking about.
I remember that.
Should we enlighten the fans?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck it, right? You, me, and Damien go out to LA to do this New Japan Dojo tryout for a sister promotion that was called Headlock or something, whatever. It was cool because it was a 2-day vacation. I stayed at my buddy's house, my buddy Mario. He's good, man. He just got married. He's having a kid.
Dude. Yeah, tell him I said what's up, man.
I definitely will. So we go partying after night one of the tryouts, like normal wrestlers and workers would do. We go to this club, and we're drinking it up.
We got into that club free, dude.
We did.
Yeah.
And then I'm buying around, and Boogie's riding around, and Damien's nowhere to be found. So I buy around, and Boogie rides around, and then Damien nowhere to be found. I buy around, Boogie buys around, and then Damien's like, "Hey man, you guys gonna buy me another drink?" Like, no way, go fuck yourself, motherfucker. You haven't bought a round back. I don't have money. I don't have money like that, man. All right, well then, don't accept free drinks then. What can I tell you? It's the rule of the land. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I remember being there because the kids from Texas were with us. Remember?
Oh yes, Fast Eddie and everybody, right?
Yeah. And you remember Fast Eddie, Chung? The blind guy?
The blind kid?
Yeah.
So he was there with us, and I happened to be standing next to that. There was like a porn star that looked like Lloyd Banks from G Unit. And I'm standing right next to him. I said, "Oh shit, look, it's Brian Pumper." So I go back to the group. I go, "Yo, Brian Pumper's over there." Fucking Fast Eddie goes over there. He goes, "Where?" I go, "Right there." And he goes like to say what's up to him, and like Brian Pumper no-sold him, and he fucking chops Brian Pumper.
What
I was
the
like,
fuck?
I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, we're gonna get into a fight with porn stars over here.
Well, let's talk about what happened afterwards.
Yeah, that's even better. Go ahead.
Damien wants to bounce. Like, we're talking about keep partying. You know what I'm saying? And I had to do the tryout the second day, which I didn't matter because I was ready to rock and roll all night long. And then Damien hops in the fucking cab and leaves. We're like, "Oh, this fucking guy had money for cab fare, but couldn't buy it back."
This was before. No, so what happened before with Andy Milanakis?
Oh yeah. Andy Milanakis was that grown up who looked like a kid on MTV. He used to have that TV show. So I see him and I start talking Greek to him. So I ask him what part of Greece he's from. I didn't hear him tell me where he was from. So I thought he no-sold me. So I got pissed and I fucking spun him around and I fucking gave him a big ass chop. Bah! And he went, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Malacca.
Man?
He goes, "Malacca."
I said, "Malacca, what fucking place? What part of Greece you from?" He goes, "Man, I told you I'm from this part." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you." Meanwhile, his fucking bodyguard wanted to beat us up, and he's like, "No, it's cool, man, it's cool."
He sold the fuck out of it. Huh?
Oh, I fucking
he nailed him. He nailed him.
I don't even remember this. This is the kicker.
Yeah,
I don't remember it. The next morning, your brother tells me because what happened was, your brother and I were walking down West Hollywood in wife beaters, trying to get a ride home. We were trying to find Mario's old apartment when he moved, and I knocked on this lady's in the window when she was parked at the red light, and I'm like, "Excuse me, ma'am, I gotta ask you something." She got shook and took off. And then a cop pulled us over, and we're like, "Oh, we're gonna die."
He gave us a ride in the back of the squad car.
and then as we're sitting in the back of the squad car, Boogie and I look at each other, we're like, "Oh man, we done fucked up. We just sat back here. What if this guy takes us somewhere and tries to kill us? We're dead."
I'm thinking like, hey, this is the easiest arrest he ever got.
Well, that too, but I thought he was gonna take us, take us to Cliff and be like, "Yo, you got to purdy him out, boy."
Take you to Mulholland Drive.
And then luckily he just dropped us off and we slept at my buddy's old place. And then he tells me the middle of the night story the next morning. I couldn't remember. I was like, holy shit.
Then we bought cowboy hats.
Yes, we worked out. We worked out on the Muscle Beach. That's right. And that's when the Fat Jacks were born.
Yep.
Great times, man. Great times, bro. I'm telling you. You know why it's great times? Because
look right here.
Nice. Mine, I wish I still had mine, dude. Mine fucking broke.
Oh man,
you look like a broke ass fucking Crocodile Dundee with that shit.
You call that a knife?
That's not a knife. This is a knife. The reason why I think it's good times between us, man, always is because it's good times and it's real times with real people. You two guys are two of the realest guys I've ever met in the business. Same thing with Wapo too. And with everybody, when my dad passed about 11 years ago, all the boys that claim were my boys didn't show up to the fucking wake, but you guys were there. So I never forgot that, man.
I never.
Thank you. I never will forget that. You were there. Wapo was there.
Bobby G was there too, right?
I think Bobby G showed up.
I remember going there, man. That was.
I remember your brother flipping out on somebody double parking. Remember that?
Oh, dude, I'll tell you that story. That was great.
Kill that dude.
Yeah, because what? Oh yeah. Oh, my brother. What happened was there will never be a building in the Elks Lodge. We were honored to have worked. Oh yeah, definitely, dude. The Elks Lodge in Queens is my favorite place to work of all time.
Yeah.
Well, back to the story that we were going to the second service, and the guy was blocking the entranceway to the funeral home with his FedEx truck. We're like, yo, man, you got to move. We got to park our cars there.
Oh, that's
man,
FedEx truck.
He goes, I'm not moving a goddamn thing. I got to work. And when I'm done, I was like, dude, we're burying my dad. You got to move. He's like, I'm not moving shit. And I threw off my coat, and I'm like, I'm going to fuck your ass up. And then the guy with the gimp hand who was working the fucking funeral home trying to hold me back. Well, that's my good hand. Like fucking
Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott. And then I see my brother get out of his car, and he comes walking down the fucking thing and goes, move your fucking truck right now. He goes, I used to fuck guys like you in prison. And the guy was black as night, turned white as day. Move the truck. And
the best part of the story is Jimmy's brother was a cop. So
so when he said that, I almost broke kayfabe. Like we used to break kayfabe in the matches. Yeah. So I go up to him and say, what the fuck you say that for? He goes, bro, because my brother used to bounce. He goes, it's all about intimidation. I was like, okay, fine. No, it worked.
Got him to move.
Yeah, got him to move.
What I wanted to ask you, man, I saw a video, maybe from a few years back. I seen you were doing a show in California, and to this day, I hate this with the people doing this in shows where they let the fans get like right up on the apron, pretty much.
Yeah,
and they're right at ringside. Like that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. I'm sorry, but I saw your match was over, and you're walking back, and as you walk back, this dude in a tank top and a chain around his neck got in your way. And I saw you ask him to, hey, step out of the way, please. Whatever. I don't know what you said to him. I then next thing I know, you gave him like 5 seconds or something to get out of the way. I saw you do the countdown, and the guy, he was being a smart ass, and then you just mushed him. And then you just pie faced him. And then forget it. Then the whole internet thing broke out where this guy turned out to be was an MMA fighter? Yeah. What's his name? Bulletproof Blake Troop, right?
Yes, Bulletproof Blake Troop. I call him Goof Troop. But Bulletproof Blake Troop.
Troop.
This is what happened. He at the time was training or started to train in professional wrestling. He's training right now to be I hung out in Papa. Yeah, that's right. We went to Rocco's Tacos, Tizzle and I, man. Great fucking time. Great tacos, bro. Great tacos. So with Troop, I was talking smack, or I wasn't. We were hyping up the match between myself and my opponent of the night. And he chimed in. He started chiming in with the internet nonsense. So I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he talking shit? I'm not going to let some fucking Mark talk shit. So I started fucking talking shit back to him. The promoter, Mike Hawes, he's used to be the former promoter of 3PW, right? He does at the time it was Bumps and Brews. He used to run shows at breweries. That's why there was no seats there, because he was just
awesome.
That's
right.
Good. Yeah, that sounds fun.
I'd be wasted while trying to work.
I would never book Sandman, but yeah. Yeah.
So he told me that he had to tell Blake to step off because he's stealing thunder from my opponent and the match. So Blake steps off. And then what happens? I go into LA, I steal the show. Not to sound all egotistical, but I had so much heat that night. Right. So much heat. These fucking vatos on the ringside were looking at me like they wanted to lynch me, right? As I get out of the ring, right, I did the job that night, and I'm all pissed off and yelling, and they're laughing at me because I lost. As I get out of the ring, this one drunk guy gets in my face, and I told the fan, get the fuck out of my face, or I'm going to knock you the fuck out. So he gets out of my way. Then I start walking down to the locker room, maybe 3 or 4 steps, and that's when the video starts where I see Blake standing there looking like a fucking John Cena you bought off a Wish. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, that's exactly what happened. I said, first of all, this guy's standing here. I know he's an MMA fighter. Maybe half these guys know he's an MMA fighter. Maybe half these guys think he's just a fan who got in my face.
Personally, I thought he was a fan.
That's what I thought too.
I thought he was a mark. I thought he was a mark because I see him with the John Cena like chain and lock and stuff. So I thought he was a mark, but yeah.
So here's the deal. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm trying to think a million things at once, like as we do when we wrestle, right? I'm saying to myself, I can't back down from this guy because if he's a fan and it looks like I back down from him, then I lose all credibility. Not only as a wrestler, but as a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I told him, yo, dude, get the hell out of my face. I'm giving you 3 seconds. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I gave him the countdown, and I was going to punch him. I was going to punch him right in his fucking grill. But I said to myself, if I hit him, and I'm not saying this to be tough, because I don't need to prove myself to anybody. You guys know me.
Right.
If I punch him and we break out into a fight, 2 things are going to happen. Either I knock him out and a fight breaks out, or number 2, I hit him, he don't go down. He goes to hit me, a fight breaks out, and everyone starts fighting, and then the promoter loses the building. Right?
Yeah.
And I don't come back to California for another booking, so I lose money.
Yeah.
So that's why I mushed him, to get him out of the way. So I mushed him, and he got out of the way, and then did nothing about it. So the video comes out on the internet. I didn't want to address it, but then it comes out. He started talking trash. So I put the video from another link on my page or whatever and said, this is the deal. Wrong place, wrong time, kid. You can't make your name off yourself in my business while you're trying to get into my business, because that's not the way you go about it. So things were said between Blake and myself. We were going to turn it into a match. Never happened. We gave Mike the opportunity because it started there. So it was only right for it to do it in his promotion.
Right.
He calls me up. He goes, hey, I have this date. Can you make it? I said, no. He goes, why not? It's you and Blake. I said, I can't do it. He goes, why? I said, I'm working Ronin that night in Florida. I'll be on the other side of the country defending my title. I was like, there's no way I'm going to do wrong by them because they made me their champ, and I would never do that to anybody. I'm a man of my word. He goes, all right, I understand. I respect that. So Blake comes out, and I'll give credit where credit due. He's a witty motherfucker. He's very clever with talking trash. He comes up with this, where's Papadon wanted posters. He's posting them all over the fucking place. Genius. Genius. Fucking genius. Right? Yeah. And then he gets in the ring and cuts his long-ass promo. Whatever. And then that's it. There was never a match. So then what happened was I ended up doing a podcast with this promoter. I mean, I'm sorry, not promoter. This wrestling podcast guy called Jimmy T, right? And he's from New Zealand, Australia. So he asked me about the Blake thing. So I told him exactly what I told you. He misinterprets and then interviews Blake at another show. Misinterprets what I says and tells Blake in passing that I was scared or I was afraid that if I had to hit him, if I didn't, I was afraid something was going to happen. So I get on him. I said, in the promo, I said, first of all, I fear nobody. I may not be the toughest motherfucker in the world and I might get the shit kicked out of me if shit comes my way, never start no trouble. But if trouble comes my way, never back down. Not scared of Blake Troop in the slightest. So I told him right then and there, your fucking story is fictional and it's bullshit. And then I start talking about Troop because just Troop went in on me on the podcast. So then I started escalating again with this promo and that promo and this promo and that promo. So I even challenged him. I said, hey, you want to have an MMA fight? I'll fight you in any cage, anywhere, any place. That's it. But I won't do it for free because, hey, 21 years in this business, I don't do anything for free unless I choose to do it for a friend or charity or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I said, you want to do wrestling? I'd be more than happy to wrestle you. I don't care fighting you in an MMA fight, in a wrestling match. Doesn't bother me. Greeks invented both. It's in my DNA. And the fact I grew up in Queens and know how to throw hands, no problem. So nothing ever happened. And that's where we're at now. Now he's doing his thing. I did a show in California for the United Wrestling Network. Yeah. One of their pay-per-views. He's the commentator there. And I'm going to give the devil his dues. If he never steps in the ring again or doesn't get the opportunity to wrestle, he has one hell of a fucking future as a commentator because he's very smart. He's very articulate with the way he commentates, and he's able to get everything over and present it from a realistic point of view. You put a hold on him, he explains how the hold hurts to the flat. You know what I mean? Okay. Stuff like Stryker does when Stryker was commentating. You know what I mean? When he was in WWE and all that stuff. So a lot of and even Joey Styles used to do it in ECW. A lot of people don't do that anymore, you know? Right. So kudos to him. But if the opportunity ever arises or if he wants to start talking shit again, I'll be more than happy to kick his ass. Because, hey, what's better than getting paid for wrestling? Getting paid to wrestle and kick someone's ass because you really have a chip on your shoulder from what originally happened? Sure, why not? So that's where we're at with that.
I mean, he kind of messing with the greatest heel in the game right now. I mean,
well, thank you, my friend.
Like I don't know what his pedigree is in wrestling or MMA or none of that. But
shout out to Mega. What's up, my brother?
You know what I'm saying?
Mega, what's up, brother? Mega, we're gonna hopefully.
Has he had any wrestling though?
What?
Has he done any wrestling?
Like? He's been training.
So he's doing training.
Yeah, he does these videos now. He puts that on his internet feed, which are very cool. He explains hold and stuff like that. But he's training in LA, I believe, and I think he goes down to Florida to train with Chris Silvio and does camps with him. Okay. So, I mean, look, the one thing I'm gonna say about him, him and I might not connect. You know, we might not like each other on a personal level. I give the devils his due. He wants to make an impact and he wants to do it right, which is a lot more than what I can say about most wrestlers these days who just fucking buy a pair of kick pads off of high spots and they learn how to bump and they learn how to flip and they think they're workers. So
hey, let me just put this out there. Blake Troop, if you ever want to come on the show and, you know, discuss this and if we get you and Papadon together, let's make this happen because I think this is
sounds like money.
Well, yeah, but here's the deal. It was supposed to happen once before. And he flaked out. So I don't know. History may repeat itself, and the Greeks know a thing or two about history since we invented the goddamn thing, you know?
And what was it supposed to happen in the West Coast?
I forgot what podcast it was that it was supposed to go down. As far as us, not wrestling, but us doing like a debate or talking back and forth with each other. But he claimed he was on a road trip and fell asleep or whatever. No, I don't know, man.
We can get it. I'll get him.
Get
him for this one. I think I could.
I'll be more than happy to verbally berate him again. It comes with the simplest of ease for me. You know, he's an easy target, an easy mark.
Well, Blake, you heard it, man. If you want to get on, just let me know. Matter of fact, I'll reach out to you so you can say, you know, it was drawn out there.
I want to know one thing, Mega. How the hell are you leg pressing like 20,000 fucking 40-pound plates on that leg press machine?
Yeah, with them toothpick legs.
Mega's like the king of leg press.
Mega's doing his thing. He looks great, bro.
He looks great.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Hell of weight, looking great. Do your thing, Mega. Hopefully, we'll be getting you on soon, brother. Definitely miss you.
Yeah, we will. I already talked with them. I scheduled them for a show. Be on show next couple weeks. Yeah, so we're gonna start wrapping it up here, guys.
Yeah, we're getting up on that hour mark.
Yeah. Well, the ribs on you. I got 37 kids. I don't know how to wrap it up. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. I just Pull and pray.
Hold on, I gotta go get the cold cuts. Hold on.
Hey,
No.
Kayfabe, brother. Kayfabe.
No.
hey guys, just with that being said, this concludes our podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Knights of the Gimmick Table.
Hey, Jimmy,
I'm
hang out
Boogaloo.
for a minute,
This is
bro.
LowRyda.
Yeah, definitely.
We are the Dead Presidents, and we out.
Hey guys, make sure you tune in to Shooting the Shit Uncensored, Killing the Business, and Get Funked. Great
That's
shows. Right. Tune in, please, guys. Make sure y'all check them out. Subscribe. We would definitely appreciate if you subscribe to our channel also. But ain't nobody hating if y'all go with anybody else. We appreciate y'all though. Thank y'all.
And like
Tune
Peter
in
says,
next week.
Don't be a bitch. Subscribe to Twitch. Peace.
See y'all later, guys.